John Jones would defeat Francis Ngannou and Tom Aspinall. It doesn't matter who it is. John Jones is the best heavyweight in the world. He showed that at UFC 309 against Stipe Miocic. John Jones at 37 years of age is still improving. He is still updating. And we saw that with the spinning back kick against Stipe Miocic. He's thrown that in the past, but he's mentioned how he's been working on that for months on end, 3 times a week. He's really been practicing and trying to hone that strike in to just add something to his tool belt. You know what I mean? And boy, is that a devastating strike to add to your tool belt. I do not want to get hit by that. There's no way that anybody who steps in there against John Jones doesn't have that kick in the back of their mind now. John Jones can take you down. He could strike with you. He can clinch with you. It does not matter. You're going to be in his world. Once that octagon door shuts, you are in his world. And he's beating Francis Ngannou. He's beating Tom Aspinall. You cannot tell me otherwise. Where is Tom Aspinall beating John Jones? In the clinch? Daniel Cormier couldn't beat him in the clinch. And Daniel Cormier is an Olympic level wrestler. Tom Aspinall is a guy from England who does MMA, and that's great, but since when are American wrestlers fearful at all of English wrestlers? I see people like even Brendan Job coming out talking about, you want to wrestle? Cool. It's like, huh? Huh? I'm pretty sure John Jones would love to wrestle with Tom Aspinall. I don't think he's worried about that one bit. I think John Jones, he's also been training with Gordon Ryan, who's the best no-gi grappler in the world, possibly ever, and most likely ever. And he's under his wing. You get what I'm saying? John Jones is still at 37 years of age learning and developing and improving. And you think Tom Aspinall is going to beat John Jones because he's got a good 1-2? Really? You think because he's bigger than him with a good 1-2 and he's younger that he's going to beat John Jones? There's another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to with John Jones. His footwork, his movement. John Jones is never in the wrong position. He's never caught out of position. He's never, it's so rare that that happens. It's so rare that he's ever in bad spots in fights that when he is, just a little bit, right? Like against Dominic Reyes, for example, people tend to say, oh, he lost to Reyes. Did he really lose to Reyes, or did Reyes just do marginally better than most and receive a ton of credit? Outside of a puncher's chance, Francis Ngannou don't have much for John Jones, and neither does Tom Aspinall. I really can't see it outside of that hitting the man. But again, John Jones's footwork is really good. John Jones's movement, his distance, his gauge of distance to know where he's at and to know that if this guy throws a shot, I'm just out of the way. And if I'm not, all I got to do is take a step back. You know what I mean? And he doesn't get cornered or corralled up against the fence. It just you don't see it happen to John Jones. You just don't. And you think Tom Aspinall is going to be the one to do it? Maybe, maybe. But what tells you that? You know what I mean? Like what win of Tom Aspinall tells you that he could beat John Jones? Was it the Arlovsky win? Did you watch him beat up Arlovsky and think to yourself, oh, that's the John Jones beater? Is that what you thought? Was it the Volkov fight? I mean, seriously, who has Tom Aspinall beaten that you saw what he did? Even Sergey Pavlovich, right? You saw what he did to Sergey. Do you think John Jones is going to bite down on his mouthpiece and try to trade with Tom Aspinall at any point of the fight? It's not going to happen. He's not just going to say, come on, Tom, I'm giving you a chance to hit me too. That's not John Jones. That might be Sergey, and that's great for him. And, he could certainly get a lot of knockout wins that way. But that's not John Jones. John Jones is gonna is gonna evade you. He's gonna hit you with Osotogaris that you don't see coming. He's gonna major outside reaps. Oh, I cringed at that. It's an Osotogari, and you don't see that often. You saw Peter Yan use it, and I saw people going crazy and clapping it up for Peter Yan. But when John did it, like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, um, nothing, no credit for it. Nobody counts it. Oh, Stipe was old, blah blah blah. Get over it, man. Get over it. This sport will turn on you in a second, and Stipe Miocic did not deserve the turning on that the sport gave him. Stipe Miocic came in at 42 years old, and he looked great. His physique was fine, and he was taken down with an unorthodox move. You don't see many Osotogari trips. It's rare when you see that in MMA. He got taken down with that a minute and 22 seconds into the fight, okay? How is anybody objectively, right? Not just the blind hater, not just the Jon Jones hater. How do you look at that 1 minute and 22 seconds of Stipe's work and say he looks slow? No, bro. It don't you don't just get to look at a minute and 22 seconds and say he looks slow and then get to write him off. And the fact is, after that first round, the fact that Stipe even made it out of the round is impressive. Stipe Miocic making it out of that round is it shows why he's a 1%er. Because I don't think Tom Aspinall makes it out of that round. I don't think Francis Ngannou makes it out of that round. I really, really don't. Jon Jones has the best, most devastating ground and pound in the game. He showed it against Alexander Gustafsson. He showed it against Stipe. I mean, again, Stipe has toughness. His toughness is like 100 overall toughness. All his skill points went to toughness for that fight. You know what I mean? Jokes aside, Stipe is 1%er of 1%er in toughness. And amateur hitting the mic. Anyways, we're trying, man. Thank you everybody that's made it this long into the video. We're trying, we're doing our thing. He is too good everywhere. From the striking, from the grappling, from the clinch game, everywhere the fight takes place is Jon Jones's advantage. And I'm sorry, but a puncher's chance isn't enough for me to say that he's ducking. I don't think he's ducking anybody. I think he's finally trying to get paid. I think he's trying to look out for himself. And I think, we give other fighters credit for doing this, for seeking more money, right? Mr. Francis Ngannou. Isn't that what everybody was cheering for Francis just not too long ago? But then when Jon Jones decides to do it, it's just a very clear double standard. And it's because of the hate that Jon Jones haters have. Truthfully, that's what it is. He's just trying to look out for himself and do what's right for his career. So I'm not mad at him for that. But I want to know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree, disagree. It does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.